Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Asa with No Bones About Wrestling. I'm audio only tonight. My cam is not working. We're having technical difficulties, and your other host is K Fabulous. She is on camera and has audio.
Through Asa.
So welcome back to AEW Weekly. It's our oldest show that we still do. It's been on and off for the last couple months, but we're back. We should be weekly again. We're going to talk about everything the past week in AEW. We're going to talk about Dynamite, about Collision. We give bone ratings for the matches 0 through 5. We're going to do our top 5 teams, top 5 women, top 5 men rankings. And those are for the past week. K Fabulous has our fashion report. We have a bunch of AEW news and more. So if you like AEW, this is the show for you.
Yeah.
Um, so we're going to start out with the TV report. Kay, do you want to read them or do you want me to?
You should. You normally do the TV report.
Okay. And chime in if you have anything to say.
Okay.
AEW Dynamite, May 28th in El Paso, Texas. Wait, am I skipping ahead? We had Dynamite and then we had Collision, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Why would it? It's never in the other one.
No, I know. Okay. Opening match. World champ John Moxley teamed up with Gabe Kidd and Marina Shafir, the Death Riders here. And they took on, in a mixed tag, took on Speedball, Mike Bailey, Mark Briscoe, and Willow Nightingale. And it was a good match. Moxley put Briscoe in a sleeper hold. Briscoe went out like a light. And Moxley, Shafir, and Kidd got the win. Good opening. Good opening match. 4 bones out of 5. What did you think of that one, Kay?
I thought it was way better than I expected it to be, honestly. I think that a lot of times in mixed tags, it's like a lot of waiting for things to happen. Like, especially as far as the women's involvement goes, but I feel like they did a really good job of keeping the action going. And when the women got involved, it didn't feel like halted or stilted, or I don't know the word that I want, but
Forced.
forced. Thank you. Forced.
Okay. Good take. Up next, we had more women. We had a no disqualification tag team match. This was a rematch of a Double or Nothing pre-show match. Now we had Anna Jay and Harley Cameron team up to take on Megan Bain and Penelope Ford, and Jay and Cameron won at the pre-show. But this time, Bain and Ford got the win. The heels won. Megan Bain pinned Harley Cameron, and this match pretty good tag team match. Good action here. 3.5 bones out of 5. They didn't use the no disqualification quite as much as I had hoped, but still a pretty good match. Up next, we saw the World Trios Champions in action. The Ops, as they're called. Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and who's the other guy?
Shibata.
Yeah, Katsuyori Shibata. And they teamed up and they took on a new trios team, the Frat House.
Woo!
And I did not catch the names of the guys who actually wrestled, but one of them,
Garrison.
right? One of them was Griff Garrison from Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Jack Jameson,
Jack Jameson,
formerly of the Iron Savages, Asa's
fuck
favorite group.
the Iron Savages, talking about licking assholes and
Well, we'll hear about this
eating
again
ass.
in the news for the.
Oh no! Did one of them get arrested for trying to eat somebody's ass?
No.
Ugh.
Well, one of them got arrested a while ago for something else.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Anyways, I didn't catch the names of the guys in this frat house. This gimmick is so stupid.
I agree.
So first, let me say the Ops won. This was a squash match, non-title match, I think. This gimmick is so stupid. This is very WWE. This is a very WWE thing to do. And I don't know what else to say, but it's stupid. It doesn't belong in AEW. Uh, I don't understand the purpose. It's not funny. It's not ironic. I don't think so. It's not. Maybe it is ironic, but it's not funny.
I think it's like the premier athletes, but way dumber. So switch. Hey, how's it going?
It's AEW
Yeah.
Weekly with Asa and K. What's up, my fam? What's up, Switch?
Oh, he's right. That is the third person. It's Preston Vance.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God. To go from LFI to that.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad for him.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
sad.
And Switch saying that he thinks the name is the frat. I think so too, or something along those lines.
Frat House.
Is it the frat house?
Frat House. I wrote it down as soon as it happened.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
so they
Frat
have the,
House.
They have the word house in their name.
Yeah, I think it was Frat House. I think it was Frat House. I think so.
It's like we're cafeteria.
My handwriting was pretty good, which means I was not on a lot of muscle relaxers.
Mm-hmm.
I take those for my back. I'm not a drug addict. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a bad back. Anyways, the frat house sucks. The gimmick sucks. Let's move on. We had what?
I said okay.
We had
but it was nice to see Griff Garrison on AEW television.
That was nice. That was nice.
That I appreciated.
Up next, we had an AEW TNT title match. Champion Adam Cole of the Paragon took on Kyle Fletcher of the Callis family. And I expected this match to be better than it was. Adam Cole got the win. Josh Alexander interfered, trying to get Fletcher the belt. Did not work out. Adam Cole got the win, 3.5 bones out of 5. So it was still a good match, but I expected better from these two. I expected a very good match. Up next, we had an international title #1 contender match where we were going to have 3 #1 contenders to face Kenny Omega at Fyter Fest,
which is tomorrow.
Correct. 4 hours, 4-hour show tomorrow night at 8. So we're doing coverage of that, watch along of it, and so get your coffee ready. It's going 8 to 12. So have your caffeine ready if you're old like us.
Get your AW mug ready. It's not coffee, but it still counts.
Anyways, international title, #1 contender match. We had Brody King of the Hounds of Hell. If they're still together, are they still a faction?
Yeah, which one of them's injured? You can't.
Well, Darby's. Oh no, Darby's not in it.
No, Buddy Matthews.
Buddy Matthews is he's injured.
He's injured, yes.
So that's why it doesn't feel like a stable right now.
And Julia Hart's in it, but like they don't do mixed tags enough where she could be partners with Brody. So
yeah, they could come out together.
They do a lot.
Yeah, true.
We just haven't seen a lot of Julia Hart.
I wouldn't say a lot. They don't come out together a lot.
I mean, they don't come out a lot, period. But when they do come out, they are often together.
I don't know about that. Anyways, let's get to the match. Brody King took on Josh Alexander of the Callis family. Good match. Good match. These two worked well together. Brody King got the pinfall win, hit the Gonzo bomb on Alexander, and Brody King earned himself a spot at Fyter Fest. So we got, so far at this point, Kenny Omega versus Brody King, and 2 more to come.
Wait, Gonzo bomb? Isn't that is that an Edward Abbey thing? Or
it's a reference to Hunter S. Thompson.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Okay.
Whose style of writing was gonzo journalism.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you've never read Hunter S. Thompson and you like to read, go read some.
It's fun, but weird.
Yeah, I would recommend Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail 72. I think that's his best book. But you can pick up anything, and it's going to be great. So check him out.
Unrelated, I recommend Edward Abbey's Monkey Wrench Gang.
Speaking of books, we're going to have a segment starting very soon. Hopefully this week, I think.
Let's do it.
It's going to be called Wrestling Rainbow. And I'm going to be reviewing wrestling books, wrestling autobiographies, books about different federations, things like that. and telling you if they suck or if they're good. So I read a lot of wrestling books. I pretty much go back and forth between Stephen King and wrestling books. So I'm gonna do reviews and let you know if they're worth reading because I read a lot of them and still reading. I'm reading Hulk Hogan's autobiography right now, and the last book I read was Nitro, a story about the Monday Nitro era of WCW.
And one thing he started doing on TikTok, I'm gonna interrupt you for a second. We have a lot of wrestling magazines, and so yesterday, I think it was yesterday, he posted like a flip through of one of those magazines. So keep your eye out for that because I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, check us out on TikTok. I post stuff on there that I don't post elsewhere. And we're just on there at No Bones About Wrestling.
Mhm.
So check us out on TikTok. Like Kay said, I flipped through an old issue, like a October '93 issue of WWF magazine. So it's just nice to see kind of what's in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fast flip through, but a flip
Yeah.
through nonetheless. Yeah. So the match of the night for Dynamite, I'm gonna have to go with Brody King beating Josh Alexander.
That was my pick as well.
Yeah, good match. Good match.
I feel like Collision this week was stronger.
I agree. I
than-
agree.
Than Dynamite, which is not always the case. There's often not the case, but at
But
least we had.
did you half watch the last hour of Collision?
No, I actually watched
I
it.
actually watched
Yeah.
it. Okay.
That's why I paused it so much because I kept having to stop to do things.
Okay.
I even rewound it when I thought I missed part of the final match, which I'm glad I did because that shit was awesome.
It was awesome. Collision, May 31st in El Paso, Texas. We had the international title #1 contender match. Another. We had Claudio Castagnoli of the Death Riders taking on Commander, accompanied by Alex Abrahantes. And Commander, one of my favorites, it was awesome in this match. He was amazing. Claudio Castagnoli, great as always. Really got a chance to show off his strength. Of course, the luchadors are dependent upon their opponent's strength to pull off the moves that they do, to pull off a lot of the moves that they do. And Claudio is one of the strongest pound for pound wrestlers there is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so Commander did not get the win. Claudio did. He got the pinfall win. Great match. 4.5 bones out of 5.
I'd like to take this opportunity to talk directly to Tony Khan, who I know is watching, or will be later on tonight. It's okay to let Commander win sometimes.
Mhm.
Like, he's really solid, and I know you use him a lot because he's really solid, but he could win and should win sometimes, not just when he's in a tag with Hologram.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Commander pretty much an enhancement talent at this point.
Like, ridiculous for the amount of talent that he has.
I agree.
It's shameful.
I agree. But so Claudio in the match now. So we have Claudio Castagnoli, Brody King, and Kenny Omega for the international title, and one more wrestler to come. And that wrestler would be determined on this episode of Collision. Up next, though, we had RPG Vice and Konosuke Takeshita of the
Right.
RPG Vice is what they call him now. They're no
Roppongi
longer
Vice.
Roppongi Vice. No.
It's just like so. It's almost as upsetting as when the Kingdom became the Undisputed Kingdom and they took away the Kingdom's theme song.
Yeah.
Like that was heartbreaking for me. And the Roppongi Vice theme was like, or entrance theme was like also just fantastic. And so, plus to call them RPG Vice.
I don't remember what it was.
So
What was it?
It was just. It's so stupid. It was just them saying Roppongi Vice like over and over again to music.
Yeah.
But I just really enjoyed the repetition.
Okay. RPG Vice and Takeshita took on Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong of the Paragon, and they teamed up with Tomohiro Ishii. Kind of random. This was a good match. Takeshita pinned Ishii after a low blow and a blue thunder bomb. Good match. RPG Vice and Takeshita get the win for the Callis family. 3.5 bones out of 5.
I don't think it's as random as you think it is because Ishii and Kyle O'Reilly were both in the conglomeration together.
Correct. Yeah.
Which, like, last time we saw Orange Cassidy anyway, he came out to conglomeration, like, what's that called? The screen?
Well, it used to be called the Titantron, but that's
Yeah.
not what it's called
Yeah.
in AEW. They don't have a name for it. We'll
The
call it the
video
Titantron,
screen.
the video screen. The Titantron. But yeah, I think the conglomeration is dead. Yeah, no one talks about it anymore,
See, and
they don't hang out together anymore in
but
the
I
back.
thought that, and then they mentioned it again, and then like it was like a few weeks when I thought, okay, well now they're dead, and they mentioned it again. So I don't know if they're like still like randomly at times mentioning it. So when Orange Cassidy just comes back, it can be Mark Briscoe and Willow and them again. But I think it's probably dead,
I think it's dead.
which is a shame because I love to hear Mark Briscoe say like it's time to conglomerate.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
That was
Yeah.
fun. Up next, we have an AEW Continental Title Eliminator match. Of course, that means it's a non-title match, but if the challenger wins, he earns a shot at the title. And so the champion, Kazuchika Okada, my man, took on Anthony Bowens, who calls himself the five-tool player, and I'm not really sure what that means in wrestling.
And the pride of AEW.
The pride of AEW, yes. Very, very big about gay pride. As we are here at No Bones About Wrestling, we support the gays and their rights, and we're allies, definitely, because everybody deserves to love who they love and deserves the same rights as everyone else has. So
I'm more than
happy Gay Pride Month. A lot of people want to replace it with Veterans Month. I say that's great. Have them both in the same month. There's nothing stopping us from having Veterans Month and a Pride Month in the same month. Let's do it. Why not? Anyways, so that's what's going on in June, and that's what's going on with Anthony Bowens all the time. And didn't help him in this match. He lost. Okada.
What, being gay or being the pride of AEW?
Having pride, it didn't help him. Didn't help him.
I feel like he held his own for a while with Okada. Like I
He did,
expected this to be basically a squash match, and that is not what it was. So I feel like it did help him a little bit.
It did. Didn't help him much though. But Okada pinned Bowens after a Rainmaker. Decent match, 3.5 bones out of 5. Had several of those here on Collision. And a bit later, the matches got better. 3.5 bones, though, is pretty good out of 5. You know, it's not bad at all. Up next, we had Mina Shirakawa taking on Sky Blue. And Shirakawa pinned Sky Blue. Decent TV match, nothing amazing. 3 bones out of 5, and Shirakawa got the win.
Was it decent?
It was decent.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sky Blue needs some more work.
She definitely does.
I mean, I know she's been out with injury, so I'd like to give her some grace because of that. But
maybe I was too generous.
Yeah, I think
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna change it.
I mean, Mina was awesome. This is nothing against
Yeah.
Mina, but like Sky Blue needs.
No, I think you're right. I think I'm gonna change it to 2.5 bones out of 5.
And Linda C, also known as Ace's mom, is saying, "Hi guys, have a good show tonight."
Hey,
thanks, Linda.
Well, watch the show. Watch it and see if it's good.
See how great it is.
Yeah. And then just look. You can Google the people we're talking about.
Yeah. Oh wait, does she not watch AEW ever?
No.
Oh, she just watches our show about AEW.
She just watches our show.
Oh, that's cool.
Because she loves us.
Yeah, my parents don't watch the show because they don't love us.
They don't love us. Up
they
next,
just hate wrestling.
Yeah. Up next, the Gates of Agony took on Jimo Kaminari and Cosmo Orion. I love those names. The Gates of Agony squashed Jimo Kaminari and Cosmo Orion.
Which name do you think is better?
Cosmo Orion.
Yeah, for sure. Right?
Definitely.
Sorry, Jimo, but
they were both skinny little guys, and they lost to the Gates of Agony.
And this is not part
deserve more than they're getting. I mean, they're big monsters, and they deserve a push, and maybe they'll get it. But they deserve to be the tag team champions at some point. At some point soon. They're very good together, and they got a great look, and they're powerful.
Well, I thought they were going to be one of the teams that could, like, really stand up to the Hurt Syndicate. and maybe even eventually get the belts from them. But they gave them a match so early for the belts that it was like basically a squash, for two guys so big.
Mhm.
I just don't understand that.
And Switch saying,
Oh.
asking, are they trying to make the Gates of Agony faces? I think they are, Switch.
I
Yeah.
would be 100% okay with that because you cannot have a man as attractive as Bishop Khan and make him a heel. Because hot damn.
I see.
Yeah. Asa loves how much I talk about how hot Bishop Khan is.
But I think they are trying to make them faces. Yeah. Up next, very good match. We had Lefexion and Gobernable. That's Roosh, his brother Dralistico, and the Beast Mortos. And they took on Top Flight and AR Fox. And if AR Fox is on the team, you know they're going to lose.
Mm-hmm. But it's going to be good.
No, but it's going to be good. He's a
Yeah.
great
Yeah,
wrestler.
he's fantastic.
But he's an
He's like-
enhancement talent.
He's like Commander.
Yeah. Lefexion and Gobernable got the win. Everyone in this match did a great job, phenomenal job. People were flying everywhere, fighting everywhere. Eventually, Roosh pinned Darius Martin, the bigger of the two Martin brothers in Top Flight, after he hit the Harns, his finisher. What's up, Eric?
Hey, Eric.
Very good match between these six wrestlers, and I gave it 4.5 bones out of 5. Excellent match.
Mm-hmm. I hope we see more trios action from LFI.
Yeah, I hope we see more trios action in general. I
Yeah.
love the trios.
Me too.
I love the trios more than just tag teams, and I like tag teams. Don't get me wrong, but I love trios.
Well, I feel like the ops have already defended it more than Pac, Claudio, and
Yeah.
whoever else. Yuta did.
Well,
At this
I don't know
point.
the ops. I don't think most of their matches I think have been non-title. I feel like they faced jobbers, excuse me, enhancement talent several times.
Who did they face this week? Was that the frat people face them or someone else?
Yeah, the frat
The
house.
frat house, yeah. Okay.
So in a what I assume was a non-title match. Yeah.
Mhm.
Up next we had the main event for Collision, another international title number one contender match. We had Hechicero of CMLL, very good technical wrestler, taking on Mascara Dorada, another great technical wrestler. This match was fantastic, fan fucking tastic. Back and forth, pulling out lucha libre moves that we don't see in America a lot, like the surfboard and things like that, standing up out of the surfboard. Dorada flying everywhere, Hechicero rolling around the ring.
Well, and Dorada doing that thing where he stands like not on the turnbuckle or the ropes, but on the ring post.
Hmm.
That was very cool.
Yeah, amazing. Dorada hit a shooting star press and made it look like the easiest thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Pinned Hechicero, 5 bones out of 5. Fantastic match. Couldn't have been better. This was the match of the night on Collision, and this was your AEW match of the week.
I 100% agree. And that was the match that I thought I missed a few minutes of. And so I rewound it just to be sure. And I'm so glad I rewound it because it was more than a few minutes and it was worth the watch.
Great one.
Switch saying AR Fox is another one that deserves some wins.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I'd love to see him get a push. Yeah. And Eric says, are you going to do a Money in the Bank watch along on Saturday?
We are doing a Worlds Collide watch along instead.
We may do Money in the Bank.
I want to see Worlds Collide.
We're definitely doing Worlds Collide.
I was like, I'm watching that.
When is that? 2 or 3?
It's like a 2, I think.
Whenever it is, whenever it starts. Yeah, it's on our schedule. It's on our schedule on X. But we're doing When Worlds Collide that day. Definitely. We may do Money in the Bank. That's all I can say for now. We may do it. And it is a lot of wrestling for one day.
Yeah.
But I got nothing else to do on Saturday, so I think we may, Eric. I think we may. I'm gonna talk to guys. Switch, if you're still watching, would you be up for both? Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank.
Worlds Collide, we start at 2:55, so the show does start at 3.
All right, 2:55. Worlds Collide. Watch along for sure. Maybe Money in the Bank. So switch if you're still watching. Let me know.
Mhm.
If not, I'll contact you later. But you can't hear me.
Wait, Eric Tate is saying 2 p.m.
Oh,
We have 3 p.m.
we have 3 p.m. We'll
Well,
find
we'll
it.
double check.
I found. We'll double check.
We looked when it was gonna show up on Triller, is where I found the time.
Oh, I found it elsewhere, but
Okay.
I saw several places that said 3 p.m.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if they do like a pre-show.
Eastern time. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Hey, Juggalo.
Hey, Juggalo. Whoop whoop. What's up?
He says, turns out JCW is going to have a world title match on the next Lunacy episode this Thursday.
That's
Awesome.
cool. Where can we watch that again?
Yeah, put that in the chat.
Where can we watch that? Up next we have K Fabulous's fashion report.
Ooh, okay.
Wait,
Am I getting horrible music? Let's not do that. That's my fashion music?
That's your new fashion theme.
We'll work on that. So first of all, we didn't get to do a show last week, and
or the week before.
But I had prepared things for Double or Nothing. So I'm gonna do a real quick rundown of the do's or don'ts from Double or Nothing. Wait, are you running away or am I doer and don'ter?
I'm getting a Sprite.
Okay, well, he's gonna go get a Sprite, so I will just say do's from Double or Nothing. Mark Briscoe Mohawk, excellent, perfect, wonderful with. Jamie Hayter, purple and green, giving nice Joker vibes. Tony Storm with all the hotness at Double or Nothing. All hotness was concentrated on Tony Storm with her black and red outfit. Kenny Omega's trash can lid, Captain America shield with the Omega symbol was awesome. And I'm doing this part fast on purpose. Sorry, he was giving me the slowdown. And Swerve's Predator outfit, one of the coolest Swerve outfits I think I've ever seen, if not the coolest. Don'ts. Daniel Garcia's ugly mustard yellow trunks that he wears often. First of all, Double or Nothing, you shouldn't be wearing trunks that I've seen before. Especially those because they're hideous.
Yeah.
Protostar.
He's not Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. It takes a lot to pull off yellow trunks, and he doesn't have that.
Yeah.
For Protostar, Pepto-Bismol pink gear, Kyle Fletcher. Not a good look. It was like a mix of like bubblegum and Pepto. Not good. Speaking of pink, Hangman Adam Page. So his gear was awesome, except he had pink fringe going around both butt cheeks, and it made it look like he was wearing a backwards maid apron made of pink fringe. And the guy who made his outfit is like so good with detail and so awesome all the time. And I just don't know what happened with this because it was all I could look at for all of that match. And it was an awesome match. And I was like so distracted by his pink fringy butt. Yeah, so that's from Double or Nothing.
It was like accentuating his asshole.
Yes.
It was very odd.
It was really the last place you want to have like something drawing your eye line. Yeah. Like down the side, it would have been fine, but it was like the assless part of the assless chaps, but with fringe. That was hot pink. Okay, Dynamite.
Don't.
Just because you are about to get a shower of fists and hip attacks raining down on you at All In, please don't wear a half chandelier, half shower curtain ring cowgirl hat like Mercedes Moné did on Dynamite. Trashy and not in a good way.
Do.
If you are trying to give your opponent at All In a heads up that you are in fact timeless, do wear a fun, summery 1950s outfit with a cherry patterned halter top and red shorts with white buttons like Toni Storm. This woman can do no wrong when it comes to her clothing. Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Do.
If you are throwing your proverbial hat into the international title #1 contender contest, do get a nice tattoo refresh on your back so you have color that really pops as Brody King did.
It looked nice.
Yeah, it looks awesome. It was much improved. Yeah. I didn't even realize there was anything like that needed improving until he did it, and then I was like, yes.
Don't.
If you are making your debut on AEW TV as a new interviewer, Don't show up looking like you're wearing a bra that is 4 or 5 letters too big for you, like Amina Sanchez did on Collision. It was like she was wearing an oversized bra as a shirt. Very strange.
Do.
If you're going to be an enhancement talent, do show up to your match giving a nod to the Dark Order by wearing their signature purple, red, and black, as Jimo Kaminari did on his Collision appearance. And now a moment of silence in memory of the Dark Order and the hole that they have left in our hearts. Thank you. And lastly, if your name is the fucking Beast Mortos, don't show up to a match wearing a fucking white devil mask with its ram horns cut off and 3 long braids as a goatee. The most animalistic thing about you should not be your facial hair if your name is Beast Mortos. And that is this week's fashion.
That's the fashion.
No, there's no song. There's no song.
With
There's
K
no song.
Fabulous, it's fashion report with K Fabulous.
Right, thank
Up
you.
next, wait a minute.
Wait, we got some.
We got.
So, oh, wait, am I doing this too?
It's the AEW news report with K Fabulous.
Okay, so really quickly before we do that, so Juggalo put a link where we can see
Nice.
the pay-per-view.
Yeah, the JCW
yeah.
show, yeah.
And then we'll get to your other comments in just a second. So
Switch had something to say.
Yes, I put that up.
And then you can leave that link up.
Okay. So he says he's going to be in and out. He's got a short video shoot at 4, but he should be back for Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
And then I'll leave this.
We'll figure it out.
Well,
I'll send you a message on X.
So injury report. Jim Ross is back home and gave a direct update on his surgery for colon cancer, saying on X on Wednesday night that it was a success. He said, with the surgery complete, now we begin to rehabilitate. According to Brian Alvarez, the popular AEW wrestler, I left out the name of the person. Oh, Harley Cameron is who I'm talking about. According to Brian Alvarez, the popular AEW wrestler was injured at this past Sunday's Double or Nothing in the match that saw she and Anna Jay take on Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. No details on the exact injury or how long she will be gone were given. He also reported that Cameron's facial bleeding in the No DQ tag team rematch at this past Wednesday's Dynamite was not real blood and was done to set up an injury angle for her time off, which is also happening right now.
Well, she wasn't gone. Is she injured? She was there to do an injury angle?
She's injured. I think slightly injured.
Yeah.
They have no report on what the injury is.
And she was just on Dynamite to do an injury angle.
Yes. To then be gone for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we are sadly moving to roster changes. We have 3 to report this week. So Mariah May was removed from the AEW roster page and is still believed to be WWE bound, according to Wrestling Observer.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
That sucks.
Yeah, really.
She really had made an impact in AEW. I mean, one of the best women they have. I mean, forget that. One of the best stars they have, men or women. One of the best, I think.
Talk about making the most of your time.
Yeah. I mean, like top 20 in the company. And I mean, that's a big company, so that's pretty good. Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah. Other folks that will be departing. Abaddon will be leaving as their AEW contract is not being renewed. Abaddon has not appeared on AEW since facing Julia Hart in December's 2023's World End match. Or match at World End, rather.
Yeah, that sucks.
Bear Bronson of the Iron Savages, the former tag and trios team, is departing AEW as his contract is not being renewed. His tag partner left earlier, I think last month, for some legal issues. And apparently Jack Jameson is staying in the company, which is an interesting choice. So those are our roster changes. We have 3 pieces of news. Actually, we have 4 because I forgot one.
And I just mentioned real quick.
Yeah.
The WWE roster changes that happened. Uh, we don't usually talk about WWE on this show, but I'm going to talk about them very quickly. Um, we had Valhalla being released, also formerly known as Sarah Logan. I could see her getting picked up by AEW. I would like that. I think she's skilled. I think she has more to show us. I think she's improved since she was Sarah Logan, and I like her. Valhalla, Sarah Logan, whatever you want to call her. Um, Another big release was who was the other man?
Braun Strowman,
No, that was
Carlito.
earlier. Carlito was released. They just brought him back in at that Puerto Rico show. What was that, last year? This year?
The
When
one at Backlash.
yeah,
That
that
was
was
last year.
2024. They brought him back, and he's been, funny, and he's been a part of Judgment Day. But I think they're just chopping down the comedy characters that TKO is. I read, and I don't know how legit this is. I'm gonna look into it more. I read TKO has $300 million in debt, and Nick Khan just sold $4 million of his TKO stock. So we'll see
Yeah.
if they're really in financial trouble or not. Um, I mean, they are. Maybe this is related, perhaps. They are going to start putting ads, more ads on the ring. They're going to put ads on the fucking tables. I read they're going to put Slim Jim in the center of the ring for everything. That's what I read.
Mhm.
Big partnership with Slim Jim, which is made out of like horsetails and pig assholes and things like that. Um, but the third person who was released by WWE was a big one, and that's R-Truth,
Yeah.
Ron Killings.
Eric asking if we think our truth is going to AEW.
Yeah, I personally think R-Truth is going to TNA.
I also think that. That's why he thinks that, because I think that.
I would like him to come to AEW. I think he'd be a good fit. A lot of people say he wouldn't. I think he'd be a good fit. And I mean, he's a good wrestler still. He's always been a good wrestler, and he's over 50 now, isn't he?
Yeah. Or I believe so. I don't know for
I
sure.
think he's over 50. I could be wrong about that. But very good wrestler. Always has been, always has been funny,
53.
always an entertaining part of WD 53.
53.
Always an entertaining part of WWE. Uh, so I don't get why he got released. Again, they just got rid of a comedy character, Carlito and R-Truth.
Mhm.
But R-Truth will find a job in TNA or AEW, and I hope he comes to AEW. I think he has a place there. Like I said, he's very skilled, and best wishes to him.
And Joe pointing out that it's time to start thinking about other promotions that might sign too, not just these really
Yeah,
big names, but things like the NWA, Maple Leaf Pro, and
yeah,
MLW. I'd also throw Game Changer Wrestling in there.
yeah.
Um,
That's a good. I mean,
House
that's
of
a good point.
Glory.
House of Glory. That's a good point.
Yeah.
He could do all those. I just think he's such a big star. I think he'll go to
Yeah.
TNA or
Me too.
AEW.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear you. I respect all those independent promotions, and I always hope they get bigger. I want them to succeed. I love independent wrestling. I used to be a manager in independent wrestling, so I love it very much. We go to independent wrestling shows, so
Right.
I'm all about it. But I just think our truth will go to a larger company. Um, all right, continue with the
Okay.
news,
I'm sorry.
please. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
That's all right. So let me make sure I did skip one. Matt Jackson discussed the possibility of being the elite returning during a Q&A session on the travel YouTube channel he shares with his wife. Jackson said he's been approached by someone high up in AEW
Mm.
about bringing back the popular YouTube show. He also mentioned there have been discussions about creating BTE, the movie. Although he sounded skeptical about such a project. That would be awesome. If you've never watched that show, it's fairly entertaining. I prefer AEW, but that's fine. Hiroshi, am I saying that right? Tanahashi?
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah, okay, yeah. His final match, his final UK match rather, is now set for AEW and New Japan's Forbidden Door on Sunday, August 24th. His opponent has yet to be announced. Wednesday night's Double or Nothing Fallout episode of AEW Dynamite averaged 636,000 viewers on TBS, up 10.6% from last week.
Oh,
It drew a .16 rating in the 1849 demo, and that's up 6.7% from last week, but ties the fourth lowest rating the show has done so far in 2025. Now get this. Saturday's AEW Collision episode, airing late after an NBA playoff coverage, averaged 504,000 viewers. Hell yeah.
pretty good.
On TNT. That is up 42.8% from the previous week, and
Nice.
is Collision's third highest viewership so far in 2025. Collision drew a .18 rating in the 18 to 49 demo, or through 49 demo. That's up 125% from last week,
Good.
and is also the best number the show has done in that category since April 26th. So
Nice. Good
nice
for them.
job.
And that, that's just counting, as Kay said,
Yeah.
that's just counting the cable ratings.
Yeah.
That's not Max doesn't release their numbers,
Mhm.
as far as I know. So that's not even counting the people like us who watch it on Max.
And like a lot of the people that we know who watch it on Max, like most people we know, I think watch it on Max.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But yeah, you add the numbers on Max, and AEW is doing pretty well in viewership, I think. Doing very well.
As part of the news, do you also want me to do the upcoming matches this week for Fighter Fest?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So it didn't really specify which was on the Dynamite portion and which was on the Collision portion, but I think it's just a 4-hour show. So you have the AEW International title match where Kenny Omega is defending against Mascara.
Fighter Fest, let me interrupt. Fighter Fest is Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Omega is defending against Mascara Dorado. Dorada. I always put an O at the end. I'm sorry. Claudio Castagnoli and Brody King. John Moxley versus Mark Briscoe. FTR versus Atlantis Jr. and Templario. Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa versus Sky Blue and Julia Hart. Mercedes Monet will be on commentary, which is always fun. La Faction Ingobernable, which is Rouge, Jarlistico, and the Beast Mortos, hopefully in an appropriate mask, versus Commander, Kevin Knight, and Speedball Mike Bailey for what's going to be like the fucking match of the night.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
You get to say the Spider Woman's name.
Isn't it Thekla?
Thekla, okay. Yeah, well, I don't know.
I think that's right.
Okay, so Thekla in-ring debut will happen, and the Hurt Syndicate will speak. And so far we have, I believe, 2 matches for All In July, which is John Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, and Tony Storm versus Mercedes Monet, where Tony will defend her Women's Championship.
Yeah, Monet's TBS title is not on the line.
Yeah, and so that is the news.
And recently, Thunder Rosa challenged Britt Baker, who we've not seen for a while. She challenged her to a haircut match where the loser would have their hair cut off.
Which is a good time to bring up Eric's question, which is, where is DMD at?
Oh, there you go.
Don't know.
So I don't know. I don't know why she's not on TV.
She was previously having medical issues, but then she returned.
And the rumors are that she is hard to work with, and I hate to say, but kind of a bitch backstage.
Mhm.
That's what the rumors are.
But I have also heard rumors from people who were in the front, like from interviews with people in the women's locker room, that has been blown entirely out of proportion, and is not really the case.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, Thunder Rosa challenged her to a match, and we have not heard back from DMD.
She should have challenged Athena, since Athena is apparently not going to be in a match against Monet for the TBS title, which is what I thought they were going to do. Like, she's from Texas. Thunder Rosa's from Texas. Texas versus Texas match. Hair versus hair. I love it.
Maybe Athena will have a match at All In. I don't know. She hasn't been on AEW TV lately, so I don't know.
Well, it's not till July. 12th.
Yeah, just about a month.
Yeah,
And
you know
we've got
Tony loves
we got
those.
2 matches booked already. So
Tony loves those last minute bookings. So
yeah.
gotta hold out hope.
All right, and next we're going to talk about something going on at the top of the card. We're going to talk about the world title scene, where as Kay just said, at All In, world champion John Moxley, the leader of the Death Riders, um, is defending his belt against Hangman Adam Page, the winner of the Owen Hart Cup. But lately, Swerve Strickland has, the biggest rival of Hangman Page, has been interjecting himself in the world title race. Uh, do we think that Swerve Strickland is going to end up making this a triple threat match at All In? What do you think, Kay?
What I think is going to happen is I think we're going to see a Hangman Adam Page, Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland
Mm,
triple threat at Grand Slam Mexico.
really?
That's what I think.
Huh.
Unless all of those matches have to have someone from CMLL in it,
Yeah.
in which case then I don't know. But it seems like they're wanting a triple threat match,
Mm.
and I don't see that happening at All In for the title.
Yeah. No.
Unless they do a like. Plus, like it's so clear that like Hangman already won it, so unless they pull a fucking John Moxley where he just steals Darby Allin's #1 contendership, maybe that would be good comeuppance actually.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah, and as Kay mentioned, Will Ospreay has been interjecting himself in the world title race as well. And so, I don't think they're involving Swerve and involving Ospreay for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because like all three of them are faces, and the one that's the least face like I feel is Hangman because he did burn down not switches
Swerve's
Swerve's childhood home. Hopefully Switch's childhood home is fine. Um, and so I feel like for him to make such an obnoxious ass of himself defending Hangman to Swerve,
Mhm.
like they have to be doing something with Swerve and Osprey.
Yeah.
And Hangman, I think, shouldn't be left out in the cold in that action.
Yeah. So Kay may be right about her triple threat. We may end up at All In seeing a four-way.
I would rather see a triple threat like in the early card, and then the winner fights Moxley for the main
Later.
event. Yeah,
I'd like that. I'd like to see that.
and I want them to defeat him.
Yeah, I know you do.
But I want it to be Hangman Adam Page because he's the closest thing to a cowboy we have, even if he's from Virginia.
Yeah, I would like to see Page win it. He's been one of their top stars for several years, and really in the last year during his feud with Strickland has really shown and showed how dependable
Mhm.
and just great in the ring he is, great on the mic, great personality. So if someone is going to defeat Moxley anytime soon,
Mhm.
I think Page would be a great pick.
He is not in this scene at all, but me saying that the closest thing they had to a cowboy made me realize Brian Keith with his like bounty hunter shtick
Yeah.
and being from Texas, he's the closest thing they have to a cowboy, and he better have a spot at All In,
Huh.
or I will be angry on his behalf.
And Eric Tate asking, oh, did we already go
No.
to that? Asking, is Hangman a full face now?
Isn't that the same calendar year that he burnt down? Which is
Yeah.
this is Switch again.
Strickland's house.
I just have Switch on the mind, you know.
Yeah. Um, I feel like he is. I mean, he's the one going up against
Yeah.
Moxley, so I feel like he is a full face now. So
Maybe
that's
a little in
strange.
betweener because he still did that like thing where you like mush your face up against another wrestler's face when you're angry thing with Swerve, you know.
Yeah. True.
So I don't know. And for
Yeah, little of a tweener still. Yeah, good.
up until his
Yeah.
pink butt fringe, he was wearing the pants of like him burning Swerve's house down.
Mm-hmm.
That's a recent costume change.
At
least I believe it is.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Could be a fatal 4-way. Could be a triple threat. Like Kay said, I think that would be a good way to go. Have Hangman, Osprey, Swerve have a match to see who fights Moxley, or
Although,
you could have a match with just Swerve and Osprey to see who fights in a triple threat with Moxley and Hangman.
I was gonna say I might be more for a triple threat or a 4-way, even though I normally don't like either of those.
Yeah.
Because then that means there's a higher chance that Moxley will lose
Eh,
because someone else can get pinned
yeah.
or submitted, but probably pinned. I think I'm
But
gonna be for that idea now. I was against it, but I'm changing my mind.
but we'll see what happens. And now it's time for everyone's favorite.
It's true.
The top fives. Your AEW top 5 rankings. K Fabulous and I come up with these. It's based on the past week and the past week alone in AEW.
Sure.
We have the top 5 men, the top 5 women, and the top 5 teams, and that includes tag teams and trios teams. We fight about these rankings. We pull hair. We kick each other in the shins. We throw paper away. We throw pins at each other.
We would recycle the paper.
It's a very laborious process and very violent process.
No podcasters were injured during the making of this list.
But eventually, I'm just kidding. I'm not hitting my wife.
He's not. I would hit him back.
Yeah, she would. But eventually, we come up with rankings. So I'm going over the rankings now. Let's do women first. Number 5. She's been fairly dominant in her singles matches, and that is Megan Bain. Number 4, she lost to
Mina Shirakawa.
Yeah, she lost to Mina Shirakawa, and that's Sky Blue.
I'd like to note there were very few women's singles. There was one women's singles match this week.
True. So it was tough.
Slim pickings.
Yeah. Number 3, she challenged for the world title at Double or Nothing and lost, but as I said, she did beat Sky Blue this week. Number 3, Mina Shirakawa. Number 2, she is the AEW TBS champ. She is still undefeated in singles matches in AEW, and she is the number 1 contender for the world title, getting the title shot at All In July.
Where she will be defeated.
We'll see.
She will be defeated.
And that is Mercedes Moné, number 2. And number 1, she's been there for quite a while, and that is Toni Storm, the AEW World Women's Champion. So number 1, Toni Storm. Number 2, Mercedes Moné. Number 3, Mina Shirakawa. Number 4, Sky Blue. Number 5, Megan Bain.
Let's do teams next.
Teams. Number 5, they picked up a win over Harley Cameron and who's Cameron's partner?
Anna Jay.
Anna Jay. Thank you.
Sorry, I was looking at the number 1 spot and I was like, what? But
And
number 5.
And so that's Megan Bain and Penelope Ford at number 5. The only women's team on the rankings this week. Number 4, though, has a woman, and that's the trios team, the Death Riders, with world champion John Moxley, Gabe Kidd, and Marina Shafir. And they beat the team of Willow Nightingale, Mark Briscoe, and let's see. Just a second. Let me see.
Was that a she?
Speedball Mark Bailey.
Oh, that's right.
Speedball Mark Bailey.
Mike Bailey.
Mike Bailey, excuse me.
We're having trouble with first names.
Apparently. Number 3, they picked up a win this week, and that is the Callis family, one of their trios teams, and that's Konosuke Takeshita and
Roppongi Vice.
RPG Vice.
Roppongi Vice.
As they're called now.
It's so fun to say Roppongi. Is that why they changed it? Because they're heels and you're not allowed to have fun if you're a heel?
Probably. Number 2, La Facción Ingobernable, Roosh, his brother Jalisco, and the Beast Mortos, one of my favorite trios or tag teams. One of my favorite parts of AEW, I'll tell you. And they picked up a win on Collision against
Top Flight and AR Fox.
Thank you. In a very good match. And number one, they won a squash match against the Frat House. Ugh. But they're still the AEW World Trios champions, and they, as I said, they picked up a win this week against whoever they faced. And that's number one, the Ops, Samoa Joe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Powerhouse Hobbs. So number one, the Ops. Uh, Number two, La Facción Ingobernable. Number three, Konosuke Takeshita and RPG Vice. Number four, John Moxley, Gabe Kidd, and Marina Shafir. And number five, Megan Bain and Penelope Ford.
Can I ask a question really quickly? Saying the frat house made me think of this.
Yeah.
Do you think that, because I just really want Griff Garrison to, like, they just shove him everywhere and they always shove him in things that are failing.
Yeah.
And so, like, do you think if they dialed down the, like, solo cup obnoxiousness of the frat house, that could work and went more like a, like, I don't know, like bro or bruh, as my students say.
Like Matt Riddle?
Kind of, not Matt Riddle, no. I don't mean like potheads. I mean like preppy frat house guys who are trying to like get people to rush to be in their like, I feel like that could work.
That could work
instead
better.
of just the like yelling and the drinking. And because I feel like that's like Street Profits.
Maybe that's where they go. Oh, fuck the Street Profits. They're so obnoxious. Maybe that's where it's going. Maybe.
I think they're sticking with what they've done so far.
Well,
but that's my recommendation.
Yeah,
I would
if
like
it's
to
gonna
see
stick around, that
organization
sounds
succeed.
that sounds reasonable if they stick around. All right, for the men, top five. Number five, Kazuchika Okada, the AEW Continental Champion. He beat
Okay. Kazuchika Okada beat Anthony Bowens
in an eliminator match this week.
Mm-hmm.
Number four, Brody King, one of the top contenders to the international title now, beat
Josh Alexander.
Oh,
I never remember these.
Number four. Number three, Adam Cole, the AEW TNT champion, who successfully defended his title against Kyle Fletcher this week. Adam Cole, member of the Paragon.
Kyle Fletcher, member of the Don Callis family.
Correct. Number two, Hangman Adam Page, the number one contender for the world title. Owen Hart Cup winner. He's on a roll.
Mm-hmm.
And number one, he's been there for months. That's John Moxley, the AEW World Champion, the leader of the Death Riders. So that's number one, John Moxley. Number two, Hangman Adam Page. Number three, Adam Cole. Number four, Brody King. Number five, Kazuchika Okada. And those are your top five rankings. Folks, that is our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm glad AEW Weekly is back. We love doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be back next week. We may change the time. I
Early.
think we will change the time to a little earlier. It's going to be either on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Let's keep it on Tuesday.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I like Tuesdays.
But just check on X. That's at No Bones Wrestling, at No Bones RASSLIN, and we'll post the schedule on there very soon. When we figure out what day we're going to do AEW Weekly, but we'll be back next week. We'll be back on a weekly basis.
An easy way to remember when we are going to do shows is just turn on your notifications and subscribe. That way you get notified anytime we go live, because sometimes we do like random things that are maybe not on the schedule, or we adjust times, like Asa said.
Yeah, like, subscribe, tell your mama, tell your auntie, tell your grandma, tell your friends, tell your uncle. And just tell everyone.
And thank you to those that joined us in the chat. We love hearing from you.
Yep.
If you were a lurker this time, that's cool too. But if you want to join us in the chat next time, we'd love to have you.
And we put these shows on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all those places. So if you miss part of it, check it out there, or you can check it out on YouTube, or you can check it out on our website, www.nobonesabout.com, which has some of our recent shows. It has profiles about the folks who were on our show, Switch and Wolf and me and K Fabulous. And yeah, it has a bunch of fun stuff.
Yeah.
And
lots of pictures of us at like wrestling events.
Yeah.
And not of us, but like of us and of the wrestling event.
Yeah. But yeah, so our schedule real quick for the rest of the week. Tomorrow night, Wednesday, we're doing AEW Fighter Fest, 7:55 till fucking midnight.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. Hopefully. Thursday night at I think we're gonna change the time.
Are we? Because our schedule says 7:50
We're gonna change the time
to 6:50.
to 6:50.
Okay.
WWF King of the Ring 93 watch along. It's gonna be a great time. It's a great show. Hulk Hogan defends the world title against Yokozuna. You got the King of the Ring tournament with Bret Hart in it. Razor Ramon's in it. Tatanka. Bam Bam Bigelow. 4 others that I can't remember right now. If I didn't say Mr. Perfect already, he's in it. Very fun time. The King of the Ring tournament. A one-night tournament to determine who's the King of the Ring. And then, as I said, there's a world title match. There are other matches as well. That's Thursday. Is that it for this week? That's it for this week.
It is not.
Saturday. Oh, fucking Saturday. We're gonna figure out the time at either
This
2.
is our schedule.
At either 2 or 3. We're doing Worlds Collide, the AAA and WWE show. And then Saturday night, I think we're going to do Money in the Bank. So that's going to be a long day. It'll be a fun day. And we'll see you. And so this schedule that's up right now, this is going to change. We're going to put it on X, the changes, as soon as we can. And yeah.
Pretty much almost
Everything's going to change. Yeah, we're going to change it right now after we get off here. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, as Kay said.
And this is where you can find us at the bottom.
Yeah, right. We're on TikTok. So as I said, I put stuff on TikTok that I don't put elsewhere. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on X.
YouTube has stuff you don't put elsewhere also.
True. Yeah, YouTube has stuff we don't put elsewhere. But yeah, so check us out in all those places. We got fun stuff everywhere. But yeah, that's the show for tonight. Use your turn signals, people. Very important. Help you not get in a crash. Love each other. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. And we will see you Wednesday night, tomorrow, for AEW Fighter Fest. Bye.